Alright, welcome to part 6 of our Dark Souls playthrough. I'm glad to be sharing this journey with you. And this video, the biggest thing about this video is the Drake Sword. We've alluded to it in our past videos. We are going to be getting the Drake Sword. Also, we encounter Knight Solaire in this video. It is going to be a very important NPC throughout the game. Especially for the beginners. Your first playthrough is going to be very, very important. So he's down here to the right. Make sure you talk to him as much as you can until he starts repeating what he's saying. Very, very important, especially there's a boss fight about halfway through the game in Anor Londo. It's with Ornstein and Smo. I think that's how you say the name. I mean, that in my opinion, that is the hardest boss fight in the game. And you have the opportunity to summon Solaire in to help you with. And especially, like, he's very, very critical for that boss fight. You can beat them on your own, but we'll save like the explanation for them towards when we get to them in the walkthrough. But make sure you talk to him right here. Also, if you're going for all the achievements in the game, it's very important that you summon him as often as you can, so you can get the sunlight medals. You will use those to get all the miracles in the game. You can't get all the miracles without having at least 10 sunlight medals, which if you just summon him through the games, you can get him in about 2 playthroughs. Because there's a chest in Anor Londo that has 3, and then every time you summon him in the game with you to fight a boss, if he survives, you get a sunlight medal. Or if you're part of his covenant, which requires you to have like a base stat of like ridiculous amount of faith. You can join his Sunlight Covenant and get summoned into other people's games and get a Sunlight Medal for beating a boss. So essentially that was like the Hellkite Dragon, that's what it's called, that we encountered at like 2 videos ago, 2 or 3. And essentially that kind of shows you like how to get a nice little like soul farming spot here in the game. You just kick that ladder down and oh, look where you're at. Oh, shortcut. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay. So basically I'm going to show you like a nice little farming technique here early in game, but first we're going to go back to the merchant so we can buy some arrows for our bow. That little farming technique was just a little teaser because I want you to watch more in this video because I just love spending time with you guys. So, well, you know, again, take care of these enemies real quick. These guys should just be like a cakewalk at this point, so we'll just go through here really quickly and take care of them. And he's done. I'm gonna go take care of the spear guys over here. Hopefully this will go a little bit better than the first attempt when they almost killed us. And again, we'll just bait. Heal up real quick. Yeah, still just that lock-on camera, I'm just having so much trouble with it. But we still powered through it and we're still able to make quick work of these guys. I'll just backstab him and finish him off. So I end up taking all the souls that I've accumulated so far and just spending them on arrows, which is okay. Because of the farming spot that we just opened up, we'll be able to get those souls back really quickly. And to get the Drake Sword, you'll need quite a few arrows. Not near as much as I end up buying from this guy, but we'll be using those arrows throughout the game to kind of pull enemies and stuff. So we'll just go ahead and buy a huge chunk of them. We just go ahead and buy the large arrows here because they have the biggest attack. They are the most expensive, but you know, obviously you get the highest attack with them. So we'll go ahead and just buy as many as we can, which is a ridiculous amount. Again, if you're just going for the Drake Sword, you only need like 20 to 30, but we just buy 100 bajillion of them. So we'll go back up here, and then I think with this next part I end up showing the little farming technique early game. There's 2 really good farming spots, just like for quick, like low risk farming to do, which essentially we take advantage of that Hellkite dragon that's up there. So you'll just rest here at this bonfire, and I'm looking at the stats. You see that you always want to look at the little icons, and it'll tell you what you need as far as what you need to level up by the little symbols to be able to wield a weapon or armor or whatever. So we'll go back up the ladder here, and what we're going to do is we're going to run up to the bridge where the Hellkite dragon is, just to kind of aggro its fire breath attack to take care of the enemies that are on the bridge. And we'll just run back down. See, we kind of mess up there. You need to go out a little bit farther than that. You'll hear the dragon make a little bit of a noise. We'll just go out and then run back down. The dragon will breathe its fire and kill all the enemies on there, and you will get credit for all those souls. So then you just do that, you go back down and rest at the bonfire to respawn the enemies, and just rinse and repeat. Nice little cheap way to get some souls really quickly. And we're going to do that so we can level up our dexterity so we can wield that bow. And again, kind of with, like I talked about with the Drake Sword, there's this farming technique and the other farming technique that I'll show you later on in the video when we get to it, or later on in the walkthrough when we get to it. It's kind of a cheap way to do it, but again, I mean, FromSoft is pretty meticulous about how they program their games and the AI and stuff, especially on the Souls games. So if it's in the game, it's there for a reason. These are, I mean, both spots are pretty strategically placed. This one's like set early on in the game, so you can kind of level up a little bit, kind of get your equipment stats situated. And the next spot's kind of situated about halfway through the game. As far as where the enemies you'll encounter, it's about halfway. And that'll give you a chance to level up. And you'll get to the point when you're leveling up that the amount of souls you get from the second farming method doesn't really make that big of a difference. I really see that the souls really come more to impact the equipment upgrades and stuff. So this is where you get the Drake Sword. Instead of going up there to the bridge to summon the fire breath down, you'll go out to the other entrance, which is on the bridge, and you want to go ahead and kill this other guy. I do it for OCD reasons, because just in case he were to come and attack me while I'm doing this, I don't have to worry about it. So he's dead. So he's gone. We don't have to worry about that guy anymore. So we'll go over here, and you'll want to equip your bow. Make sure you have your arrows equipped in the arrow slot. You see his little tail hanging there. You'll essentially want to hold the bow in two hands by hitting the Y or the triangle button, and then hitting the left bumper or L1 button to get in this like sniping mode. And don't fail like I do, but you'll want to time it to where, like, position like the cursor to where like you can time where his tail's going, and you'll want to hit it. If you like put it there, you'll be able to hit it once there, and once when he comes back down, like you'll be able to hit him there. You'll see me in this video, the kind of the timing on it. So just a little bit of patience. It doesn't take a lot of time at all. So you hit him once, and you'll hit him once there. So you'll hit him 2 times every time. That speeds up the process quite a bit. I definitely recommend finding a spot where you can hit both spots consistently every time. So we'll go ahead, keep shooting him. Now with the Drake Sword, I'd still recommend it for even like mage users, especially early on in the game, especially if you want to kill that Black Knight from earlier. Especially with that farming spot, because you can farm up enough souls to level up to your strength to 16, which it requires, which is that's like the main stat it requires you to be at, is 16 strength to wield. And you'll see when I get it, kind of the jump in attack power that you'll have. Very, very worth it, especially early game. I mean, that sword is just FDS. You know, I think like the translation for it in like the Japanese is like the Flame Drake Sword or Flame Dragon Sword. FDS, I could say it's, you know, epic name, bro. I mean, you would always call it the fucking Death Sun, because I mean that's what it is early game. Like those enemies at the beginning that I was taking like several hits to kill with the Drake sword, one hit and they're done. It is very, very awesome. Very nice. And it looks really cool too. Now the thing about it's a dragon weapon, so the dragon weapons don't really scale to your stats. So, like I said early on, it's very helpful. But once you start leveling up, upgrading your weapons is the way to go. And there's the Drake sword. I got it to drop off of him. You just have to hit him at a time where his tail breaks, and you'll get the weapon. So we'll go ahead and take a look at it here. As you see, like the huge jump in the attack it's just awesome, and it gives you like a little defense buff too, which is nice. But again, you have to have 16 strength to wield it. So we're gonna go up here and just lower them down while I'm here. Cause I'm not gonna like record this, but I'm just gonna like do this little farming trick over and over again to get to level up where I can get 16 strength to equip it. Next video, I'm gonna attempt to take on Havel, so tune into that. It's gonna be fun. Thanks for watching.